Welcome. It is Cooper Mays, the Vol Report, brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning. And I can't think of a single person I'd want to talk to more than Cooper Mays in this month of December that has become transfer portal month and has become Cooper has the ability to go to the NFL now and start his Hall of Fame career if he chooses so. So we've got a lot to get to. Cooper, first of all, before we get to some of that, please hit that like and subscribe button. It's brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning. Just want to ask you how fresh you feel right now. Want to get into the Cheez-It Bowl as well. And your opponent, Iowa, is obviously very good defensively. But at this point of the year, especially with you missing a couple of games at the beginning because you were injured, how do you feel physically? What is your, as an athlete, what is your modus operandum, your MO every day, just to prepare yourself for a bowl game and repair yourself from the season?
Got to get cold tubs and hot tubs. That's the main thing. Hot tub before every practice. You know, it's cold outside, so you're on the turf more. People don't realize this, but turf is terrible for you. I mean, it's just absolutely atrocious for your joints. So, got to get in the hot tub, man. Stretch out a little bit, get your quads fired up, get your ankles, your calves stretched. That's your MO. What do you say? Your MO. What do you say? Operandum?
I think it's modus operandum. I'm not really sure on that. I just said it real fast, so it would just go by.
Yeah, I've never heard the actual thing. It's kind of like PS. Postscript is a little bit easier though. But
hey, have you ever thought about this too? ID. It seems like the D is doing most of the work. Dentification. I's just I.
Hey, I is I. ID, baby.
So, what's it like though getting back on the field when you've got a little bit of a break? Does it take a while to get the body rolling?
Honestly, no. They keep us lifting and stuff, so that kind of keeps your body a little bit supple and your muscles and joints kind of firing a little bit. But it's also a lot of the load is taken off of you, so you're staying a little bit fresh, and then you're getting fresher by not doing as much. So for me, I feel a lot more young.
Oh, nice.
Which is new for a change. So.
How long can you handle? Because I've done the cold ice thing when I did CrossFit once. How long can you handle the cold ice tub? What's your record?
I don't know about a record. You don't want to stay in it too long because it'll mess your body up if you stay in it too long. I think it'll mess your circulation and stuff up. You get kind of frostbite-esque symptoms and stuff. But I can hang out in there for almost 10 minutes probably. I mean, it's not too bad if you put your brain to it. Nothing really is that bothersome. But
I agree. I completely agree. How much of your brain is being put to your decision over whether or not to return? Because I don't think you can walk down the street with somebody saying, Coop, you coming back? Coop, please come back. Coop, we need you. You got to hear that a lot.
Yeah, I've heard of it quite a bit. But yeah, just 100%, I guess. I don't know. They say you can't use 100% of your brain, right? They say we only use like 30% of it or something like that. So
I think I'm running about 4 or 5%.
It gets less and less every year, it seems like. Because right now I'm getting to the peak of mine, right? What they say, men are done at like 24. Their brain stops developing. So I'm about to hit my peak.
Yeah, so definitely. Well, you've always been a smart guy, but you just keep getting smarter. So, what are the factors that are going into your decision, which you're not ready to announce yet, and completely understand and respect that because there are way too many moving parts. I wouldn't have handled it well at your age, but there are a lot of moving parts. So if you can just kind of talk about what goes into your decision, whether or not to return or whether or not to go to the NFL.
It boils down to, you look at your draft grade and you look at kind of the needs and the fits that you fit into, and then when you find out where you fit into, which of those teams actually need a center and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So you figure out pretty quickly how strong the class is at your position. That's based kind of base 101 after your grade. And then, there's only half the teams that will probably fit my type of body style and my type of scheme fit. So, and then you look at how many of those 15 or 16 or so teams that actually need a center. So, I mean, it all kind of is a culmination of a lot of details and stuff to work through. There's a lot of moving parts for sure.
That's it. That's really interesting. As many years as I've covered guys thinking about the NFL, I didn't really know that. So there's some styles, like if you watch football on a Sunday afternoon, you say to yourself, I would be a good fit for that. And then there are other teams that you would say I wouldn't be as good a fit for that.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just the difference of how they run the ball and everything. I mean, protection is pretty similar all throughout football and whatever, but some teams are more power, run downhill, just straight vertical movement, and some teams like to spread it out and run more outside zone, get you on the edge and get things moving, and the running back can hit holes and stuff. But yeah, there's different philosophies for sure, but there's only so many ways to play football. Me personally, I think I fit in any scheme, but I don't know if everybody would agree with that. I think I can play anything.
Now, and I wonder too, what are some of the best moments you think you put on tape last year? Because playing exceptionally well in 2022. Last year was kind of herky jerky because of the injury. What are some moments that you look back and if you were putting a highlight tape together, you would send in and say, take a peek at this? What were some of your moments you were most proud of?
When you say last year, you mean this
I'm
past?
sorry, yeah, 2023.
Okay. I think you can put on the whole Georgia tape. I think I played really strong, played really well in pro, and showed elements of outside runs and more of a power scheme. Getting stuff going. I think the first play was really indicative of how I play. Very violent and the mental aspect of it. Very fast to recognize what's going on around me. So that play where Jay Wright busted it for about 80 or 90 or whatever it was, I was there was a stunt where the nose hit one way, and I kind of realized it pretty quick, slammed into the 4-eye and kind of walled him off. And once you get Jay Wright to a guy on the second level, it's not much they can do.
No, that was a very impressive game. And it's nice to have one of your best showings against the defending two-time national champions, right?
Yeah, for sure. You want to, I mean, obviously every game matters, but the games that scouts put on first are the Bamas and Georgias and the SEC opponents of the world. But if you want to go out and play in the league, you got to show up on games like that.
You're a really smart guy, and you're kind of businesslike too. You're not you don't make, at least it seems to me through the times I've gotten to know you, you don't seem to make decisions based off emotion. Yet that being said, you are a legacy player. You are from Knoxville. I know you've grown a bond with a lot of your teammates. How do you handle the emotional side of it?
Man, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a super emotional guy, really. I mean, I feel things deeply and everything, but I'm not a guy that's gonna just fly off the handles and lose his mind and make brass decisions. That's not really me. I've grown up around people that have kind of lived like that and done that, and I've kind of always known that wasn't going to be me, and it couldn't be me because I kind of know how, you. I've always been a person that has tried to thrive off consistency and being still in the storm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just it's not how I am and who I am as a person to be very, one sided or the other, just flying back and forth. It's not me. I like to kind of stay in the center, so it doesn't really affect me that much.
As far as I don't want to say you guys didn't end on a good note, but probably didn't end on a great note. The regular season, which was 8-4, and then you were 10-2 the year before. Is it a factor to you to leave on a high note, or is that something that is lower on the list of priorities?
I think everybody wants to leave on a high note and do the right thing and finish the right way. At the end of the day, it's all a part of a bigger plan, and things are going to happen how they're supposed to happen, and you don't really know why. But Yeah, I think some stuff is out of our hands, and it's just how it is, how it's supposed to be. So
No, absolutely. Now, a lot of people thought you guys might go to the Gator Bowl, which, no offense for those watching the that are on the Gator Bowl committee, but that's just not the same as the bowl that you guys got chosen to, and that was the Cheez It Citrus Bowl. Uh, by the way, I love Cheez Its. Uh, but what did you think of getting to the Citrus Bowl? Because that's one of the top tier bowls. Being a guy that's covered it too, I can tell you that firsthand. That's a pretty strong bowl. I thought you guys got a lot of respect in getting placed there by the SEC.
yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for us. It's in Orlando, correct?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Sunshine State, probably near the beach somewhere. I don't really know Orlando's geography very well, but I know there's some roller coasters pretty close to it. I know there's a lot of good stuff going on, so I'm excited about it. It's a great opportunity for us. I don't really get caught up much in the hoopla and everything, but I'm excited about it. Anytime we get a chance to go play football, it's going to be a good time.
Have you seen much of Iowa yet? I know it's early.
Yeah, I've watched some of them. I watched them in the game against Michigan. In the championship game. Super stout defense, and that's their mo. That's their thing is they play strong defense and hit hard. Play physical and play super hard, discipline. So it's gonna be a dogfight, and we got to come out on the right side of it for sure.
Again, you'll dig into them more, but is it fair to call them pretty straightforward? You know where you know where the defenders are coming from, or do they like to mix things up?
I haven't dove much into
Okay.
their specialty blitzes and stuff or anything like that, but seems like that's their little their mo, man. It's the word of the day or the whatever of the day. But yeah,
He is.
they don't
He,
get too complicated, but they're play hard and they're hard nosed and they're gonna get their job done for sure.
he is Cooper Mays of All Report, brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning, cityheatandair.com. I know you guys are practicing now, so you are involved. And just kind of your thoughts on the team right now and the mindset. There's so much going on with the transfer portal and with players deciding whether or not to go. It just seems like a really strange time to be a part of the team. Is it odd at all with so much flux?
From the outside looking in, probably it would seem that way, but at the end of the day, we're just accomplished on or focusing on accomplishing our goals, and that's to win the game and prepare the right way to win the game. So we can't really focus on stuff like that, and we're just out here playing football. There's not a lot of pressure on us right now. There's school's ending, so there's not much to worry about other than going out there and having good days. So we're just trying to have good days and stack them.
I know that everybody other than you, you're the person I get asked most about. But the other ones, Joe Milton, would it affect you as a center much at all if Joe decided that he wanted to go on to the NFL and not play in the bowl game, or and you guys played Nico or Nico started? Would it affect your job much at all, or is it pretty much the same?
It wouldn't affect my job per se. My job, no. I guess it would affect some things. Just genuinely knowing that somebody else is back there, that would be different. But job's still the same, plays are still the same, and they're going to get called the same way. So I just got to worry about getting all of us on the right line and right job. So not much. No.
I know there are some fans that are excited to see what Nico may be able to do in a game. Are there some players that are excited as well?
I think everybody's excited to see Nico whenever his job or whenever his time comes to do his job. I think he's a special kid and he's really humble and approaches stuff the right way. So everybody's excited for him and proud of him and how he's done and handled himself so well. But yeah, I mean he's going to be a great player and whenever his time comes, we're going to have his back or whatever.
So they do have roller coasters in Orlando in a place called Disney World, and I think there's a Universal there that's taken a lot of my money over the years. Not that I'm bitter, but the What's your favorite roller coaster of all time?
Man, I'm trying to think of. I really enjoyed the Hulk. I don't know exactly which.
That's Universal. That's great.
Is that in Orlando?
Yes, you
So
might be going to that.
that one, and then there's I don't know what the park is right beside it, but there's one that plays music in your ears. It's
Oh,
orange.
it was the Aerosmith, and then Aerosmith stopped endorsing it, and then now it's like the rock and roll roller coaster.
Well, that one's pretty cool too.
Those are two of my favorite coasters.
Was
Okay,
it?
but let me ask you this. Uh, uh, I'm not as big framed as you, but I've been super fat before. But you have a big frame. Have you ever tried to have you ever tried to get into a coaster and haven't fit? Because I have, and that's really embarrassing.
Yeah, it's not good because for me, it's not as much as I'm not very like fat for real. I'm not like pudgy. I'm more like pretty decently framed. So like when I try to sit in the seats, like my hips are too wide, and I'm not even really that big, you know. So I know some people really struggle, but yeah, I definitely have had. I've never not fit, but I've been in one where I was like, oh man, if this, I have to make sure it's really buckled. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to.
You don't want to fly out.
Because like you're kind of like you're not really sitting into the seat. It's more like you're like sitting right here because you can't, your body can't fully get down into it. So that's a little bit scary sometimes for sure.
Which of your offensive line teammates need to go ahead and accept the fact that they're not going to fit into a roller coaster when you guys go to Orlando?
I feel like that's a very rude question to answer.
Oh, it is. I don't mean fat. I just mean big
Yeah,
framed.
I guess Larry Johnson, he's a very large human.
Yeah, he's like 6'7", right?
Yeah, like a legit 6'7". So he could probably have trouble, I'm sure.
Okay.
Or not even trouble. He probably won't be able to fit. Not trouble.
But he's incredibly slim. So I just want to get that
Yeah,
out there.
he's not fat. He's just big boned.
Yeah. With me, it was just fatness. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
I've been on both ends of the spectrum for sure. I've been too big, and then some people call me too small my whole life. So, you know.
That's true. All right, Coop. Well, you know everybody's looking forward to your decision. You know everybody wants you to come back. So you just give us a rough idea of the time frame when you want to get it out there. Are we talking days, weeks? Kind of. I guess this is as of this recording, we're December 12th. So when would you like to be done with it?
Man, I don't know. It's, I'm sure y'all will see.
Yeah.
Whenever it happens, I'm sure.
Gotcha. He is Cooper Mays. I'm Dave Hooker. The Vol Report brought to you by City Heating and Air Conditioning. Integrity Matters, 50 years in Tennessee. So we look forward to talking to Cooper about his pending decision eventually. As for now, he's still got the thinking cap on, and we wish you nothing but the best, whatever you do. He is Cooper Mays. I'm Dave Hooker. This has been a presentation of Off the Hook Sports.